Alright, goal today.
Scanning. Inspector is not present in the office. Starting scheduled review.
We want to get turbo fuel and some additional power going.
Wait, what do you mean you started the review without me?
Started as scheduled. Nothing notable has occurred.
I guess that's okay.
And then we'll start working on probably the next level of getting our
Need a noun.
whatchamacallits, our assembly director systems going.
Yeah, this has been on your to-do list for quite some time. It would be good to finally cross it off. The half wall of pipes. Still to be determined what you're using all of those for.
Okay, so we've got fuel being fueled.
Fueling fuel is good. What are you going to use it for?
So after the fuel, we need...
Yes, enlighten us. What do you need? What's your plan?
4 blenders.
Are you planning to make turbo fuel? Is that what you're doing?
To do our turbo blend fuel. And this does have 1, 2, 3, 4 inputs. How wide does this need to be? 1, 2, 3, 4 wide. Okay, 1, 2, so we need 2 more lines here.
Just use the floor blueprint. You know you're going to extend here.
Zoop, zoop.
You just refuse to be efficient, don't you, Pioneer 3? At least he's remembering to put a door in this time.
Okay, we're going to need this. We're going to put this centered output.
Okay, hovering and zipping around looking for placement is not as fun as the placement dance.
Got 4 in, 1 out. Let's actually move this over to there. That's centered on that line. Give us a little more wiggle room.
At least you took a little time to think it through before you put it down the first time. Let's see if it stays there. You do realize that for 4 blenders, you're going to need even more room than that. You didn't think to measure, did you?
Pop out the blenders.
You need to rotate that blender.
Let's get this first one aligned nicely. It's the wrong way. Of course it is.
This is because you do not do sufficient planning, Pioneer 3. The data proves that your loss in efficiency is completely in the red for this category.
1.
And it's hanging off the end as I predicted. You know, it might have also been easier if you left another section of floor to put in the pipes and conveyors that you're going to need.
Okay, guess we didn't need that one. Shoop.
We still don't know what you plan to do with this fuel. Are you going to finally bring drones online?
Turbo blend fuel.
Would help a bit if you powered the blenders. Wait, what's that warning? Pioneer 3, what's that warning?
Oh, looks like our trains are fighting. I'm going to have to go out there and fix them. Let's go do that real quick.
I thought that additional train you put in would cause you trouble.
At least I'll be able to ride one back.
That's assuming you can get the issue resolved.
I could double the line.
Though this might work, I question your ability to actually put in the signaling correctly.
You know, instead of fully doubling it yet.
Why don't you go see what the issue is first? Review, plan, implement. 3-step process.
Okay, that's not supposed to happen.
Fixit has reviewed your statement and agrees. It's not supposed to happen. Yet, Here we are. We have detected inefficiency, and it's all of this.
It's a block signal, isn't it?
At least he's learning the signals. That might resolve the issue. I'm not sure what other signaling mistakes you might have on your rails without a complete review, but it's worth a shot. Because this isn't supposed to happen, Fix-It never instituted a sound for this, but we can improvise. Beep, 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 beep. That train is cleared to go to the station. This train will go. Now we wait and see if any other alerts pop up. Looks like he's made it back to one of the main stations without any other issues. We will just have to watch for alerts.
Okay, that should have fixed that issue.
Great, you fixed it. Should I file the paperwork under miracles or pending catastrophe?
I mean, we can pipe some water in from over there. I'm not too worried about it, but...
Why are you still missing basic supplies, Pioneer 3? Just how much product are you expecting to produce? I don't think your factory is that efficient.
Okay. So let's come back to this.
Yes, I'm interested to see how you're going to fit everything in.
This needs to be a 2-banger. This needs to be a 3-banger.
And you're going to try to run everything down the left side, except the output?
We're going to be bringing in petroleum coke.
You don't even seem certain about what you're bringing in. How do you know how many slots you need?
Outputting fuel. So let's do the fuel output.
It might be easier if you output it on the other side.
Let's get the piping configured. So 3 pipes.
I know what those pipes should be for. Do you, Pioneer?
And of course it's upside down.
Upside down sign, how I've missed you. Just listen to the frustrated tone in his voice. Sometimes it's the simplest things that brighten your day.
Now, why am I flying here? Because when I'm flying...
You don't trip over your own feet?
I can hit these at a long distance.
I will begrudgingly admit that's efficient.
That long. But before I forget, we're going to be outputting up to 100 per minute.
That's if everything goes as planned and there's a steady supply of resources. Maybe we should implement spell check.
Got 4 of these. We're not going to use all 4 of them. We're going to need 15 fuel, 30 heavy oil.
If you're not going to use all 4 of them, why did you put them in? Seems like a waste of resources. Don't look at that part of the factory, Pioneer. Choose to believe it no longer exists. He's back to putting walls in, but I have yet to see a single light fixture go in.
Let's get these hooked up.
Yes, it's going to be interesting to see how you configure all these in that tight little space. Maybe figuring out what level you want it on first would help. There? Down one? I'm not sure that changing its position randomly is helpful. Looks like he's tucking them all up against that wall, but I'm not sure how that's going to work with the conveyor belts. Are they going to go over? Under? He's going to try to fit him in here. Let's watch this catastrophe in progress. Yeah, that pipe's in the way, Pioneer. What are you going to do? Okay, if you go over that one, what are you going to do for the next one? I see it coming in at that level there. No comment, Pioneer 3? I think he's in full concentration mode. So it looks like he's going over the pipes. Is that going to hamper any of your inputs later down the line? Oh, he's putting a conveyor lift in. Seriously? For one conveyor belt, you're having to go up and down to avoid your pipe design. This is not efficient, Pioneer. And what happens if you need to extend that bottom pipe? The conveyor and the pipe can't exist in the same space. Oh, I think he figured it out. This is just a mess.
Okay, I think this is ready. We just need to get the petroleum coke.
Are you going to pull the conveyor through the pipes or under the platform?
And the sulfur. And we're going to run both here.
It might be easier to pull it under the platform rather than through the pipes. But easy and efficient are not words our Pioneer applies very often.
Let's see if we can make this a little bit easier.
I just said you didn't apply that very often. Let's see if you actually make this easier. But it appears you've been working on this since last night, so I don't think it's actually been easier.
These are just construction lines.
So is building all of that unnecessary infrastructure part of making it easier? Can you clarify?
All that just so we can get a snap.
So I was correct. Technically, this was not easier. But you could have reviewed Chapter 137 on how to snap things. Didn't think of that, did ya?
But that's okay. Residual is probably hung up because I'm guessing the plastic is full.
And production has stopped. You didn't build the sink. You didn't build the depot. You didn't plan for this, did ya? He's putting a splitter in, so I'm guessing he's going to put a sink below this level now to resolve the problem. Sink installed. Plastic arriving. Problem solved. You could have built this much earlier in the process, Pioneer 3.
So that should keep the residual oil flowing.
Yes, on to the next problem.
Sulfur.
You should have plenty right there in those storage containers. Looks like you do. Now you just have to efficiently get it from here to over there. And so begins the twisty, winding path of the sulfur. And in it goes. Have we started turbo fuel production yet? That jumble of pipes and conveyor belts just hurts my soul. I do, however, see a blender going, so I guess production is at least online.
Okay, we've got our tuber fuel going.
You still haven't told us what you're going to use this for. You're going to bring on drones, you're going to use it for power generation, or just stockpile it.
Okay, let's put a lid on it.
And lights. Please put lights in this one. Nope, he's going right over the top. Is that train over there stuck? Or is it just waiting? I don't see an alert. Oh, there it goes. Seems like we're okay. It was just waiting on another train, but you can never tell.
I'm going to pretend I'm doing that on purpose. It's not a super interesting factory, but...
Everything's running, nothing's exploding, the factory is producing something somewhere. That's enough.
And we've got turbo fuel. So I think what I would like to do is get some power generation going. I mean, we're not probably hurting on power. Can I check here? For various reasons I cannot.
It doesn't look like he needs more power, but it never hurts to have the numbers go up.
So we're using this.
And it's nice not to hear the factory shutting down.
So here's what we're going to do. Going from here.
Oh, good, he's using blueprints again. But I wonder if he's considered how much space he needs for the generators he's going to be putting in. Have you planned for that, Pioneer? You know, standing there staring at it won't make the generators materialize. It looks like he's going for side-by-side construction. If you're planning to put in more than 2, you're going to need more space. This goes back to my question of when you were putting the blueprints in, if you had thought through how much room you would need. Looks like he's put some central pipes in, with room for expansion, if he adds more platforms and doesn't fall down. So he's adding more platforms, and I'm guessing he's going to stick down 2 more generators. I hope he's producing enough turbo fuel to power all of these. I honestly was hoping he would put drones in. Not that it would improve efficiency, but I think the chaos it might cause would be quite humorous. The generators are in, the walls are up. Wonder if he's going to build a weird ceiling around those stacks. Lighting in this section of the factory is few and far between. It's going to be very dark at night. That does give a nice little bump in the power. Love to see the numbers go up.
All that for plastic.
Quit complaining. Good things never come easy.
Okay, up at level 2 for our assembly director. Okay, we need silica.
Surely you already have that. I know you have bauxite. I'm pretty sure you have quartz. Though I don't think either of those are in this part of the factory. Are you planning to bring them in here? At least this part has lighting.
How much silica? 3 constructors worth. Let's put this over on this side. We need a constructor factory right. Make sure we're set. Boom. Power. Lights. So we will have some excess output, so we will depot the excess silica.
Stockpiling is good. You should do this with every resource that you produce.
We don't really have enough room for another light, so we'll skip it.
Yes, because why would you ever need to see to troubleshoot anything in the factory that you built? You always build it 100% correctly the first time.
Now we were going to depot this.
Yes, depot. You should have depots on all the things.
Of course, does not have a depot. 67.5 in, and we're going to get 112.5 out. Okay, I believe the quartz is here. That's supposed to be quartz. No, quartz is here. We don't have any coming in.
You seem surprised, Pioneer 3, but I am not. It's night again, and as you can see, that factory section is completely dark, but he has yet to notice it or show any concern about it.
Okay, I'm going to need to get quartz coming in here.
Since you've already built the factory section to make silica from it, I would say that is required. But I think we'll call the review done here for today.